Welcome to You're Allowed to Hate Your Husband, a modern day love story. I am Remy Stern. I'm a relationship coach, and we are going to talk all things relationships, from being single to dating to being engaged, married. Who you marry is the most important decision you will ever make.
If you're looking for a wife, which is a beautiful thing to do, the best thing to do is to choose wisely.
If you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Everybody else has it right. Then you are in the right place, because trust me, nobody knows what they're doing. I'm so excited. Please hop right in, listen to this episode, listen to this series, and we are so excited that you are joining us here. Okay, you guys, welcome to the second episode of Ask the Guy. This one is so on point. Jonathan gives, honestly, the best advice to people who are single, dating, in serious relationships, married. He gives advice to so many beautiful, incredible women who wrote in. We got so many questions, and no matter where you are in your dating journey, this episode is for you. It's about being your best self, finding the perfect partner, how to find them, how to choose them, how to be with them, how to communicate with your partner, how to be confident and not jealous, and so many amazing things. I was very impressed and proud of my husband, and it's just a great episode. So hop right in, get excited for all of the Ask the Guy episodes, and we'll see you guys there. Okay, everybody, welcome back to You're Allowed to Hate Your Husband, and welcome to the second episode of Ask the Guy. I am very excited. Jonathan, are you?
Let's have some fun.
And we actually haven't read the questions yet because we want to give our most honest responses and feedback. So that's what we're going to do, right, my love?
That means pinky promise.
Pinky promise. We're giving our honest answers.
Warning. If you live in fantasy land, you might not like what I have to say. But my answers will be honest. It will give you a glimpse into how men think and what, true actions really mean. And hopefully you actually use it for your benefit, and hopefully it helps you out.
And with that, don't worry, everybody, I'm going to be the words of reason behind it all, because women are brilliant. Actually, before we hop into the questions, Jonathan, can you just tell us what our day consisted of today? Because it was a really fun day, and I'd love to tell everybody what you did.
Well, I've been so proud that you have been crushing it in so many categories of life. You're the best mother. You're the best wife. You're the best friend. I love you to the moon and back. And I thought it would be really cute and cool if I got you and your poster of your podcast on Times Square. So I made a call or two and got you and You Are Allowed to Hate Your Husband podcast, at this huge building in Times Square. I did not tell you. It was a secret. It was a surprise. And I think I got you good. I got a great video of it. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Honey, look! It's your podcast! It's your podcast. You're allowed to hate your husband. Look! Smile, honey! Juji! Juji's on the big screen! You made it to Times Square, honey.
It was the cutest thing ever. It's funny, I was talking to a client this morning, and we were saying things that we love that our husband does that we would want them to do more of, and how to kind of communicate that to them. And I said, one of my favorite things is when Jonathan surprises me. He's very good at using fibs to surprise me on something, and he really convinces me of something else. And then all of a sudden and I was saying he even just will leave Post-it notes around the house, and that's not a big lie, but I was just talking about this morning. Never in a million years did I think this is what was happening. I had to cancel my plans for him today, and I was like, okay. And then I was going to be late. He was like, don't be late. I
put my foot down on that.
He was like, don't be late.
You were like, I'm just going to meet my girlfriend in between gym and we were going to sign some papers. I go, absolutely not. Cancel Cancel. Anyways, after I went to Miznon, this new kosher, because only one location is kosher in Times Square area, and I had a steak sandwich, and that was unbelievable. So it's been a fabulous day for everyone.
Fabulous day. So, okay, and that is what's been going on in our little lives. But I'm excited to hear what's going on in your guys' life and give you our honest thoughts. So the first question, we got a lot. I'm going to hopefully go through as many as possible. And we'll see how many we get through.
And ladies, I'm not here to get you upset. I'm not here to hurt you in any way. I love you all. I'm going to tell you the truth or my opinion so that you could actually learn from it. You could be better from hearing it. And if you know the truth, you're in a better position to win. So, and not waste time. So let's rock and roll.
Okay, let's rock and roll. So our first question is, someone writes in, I was dating someone for over a month and he broke up with me on text, and we never had a fight before. I am devastated. He was mid-divorce. Any idea why he didn't have the decency to call me or meet me in person? Oy, I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that, but not sorry. A month?
Over a month.
It's like 2 to 5 dates, a couple of hangouts, a little bit of fun. It seems like he wasn't that interested. He must have enjoyed hanging out with you that 2 or 3 times. I'm sure he had some fun, but he wasn't looking for anything serious. So you might or might not have asked a question or two, and he jumped ship. He hit the eject button. Easy text, boom. I'm not defending his actions. I'm not saying what he did was classy or proper or right, but I'm giving you the truth. It was, he doesn't need to break up with her after 1 month of a couple dates. So just a text, I'm out of here. Bye. Ciao. I would use it, I would look at it as a blessing in disguise. He's not for you. And move on. Go find someone better, someone who loves you. I have a couple of single friends, and they mean a lot to me. So what do I wish for them is what I had with Remy, which I think is the most special part of any relationship I've ever been in. You adore me. You love me. You respect me. When I look in your eyes and you look into mine, like, I really see warmth and love, and it's true. So I hope whoever wrote that finds someone who really adores them, who really likes them, who really loves them, who appreciates them, who cherishes them. And this guy who after 1 month wrote a text goodbye, he's not that guy. So blessing in disguise, move on, find better, find your person, and good luck.
Not bad, husband. It's something that I like to tell women is that, and actually this applies to business, to dating, but you only want something that wants you back. Like, why would you ever want something that doesn't want you back? I have it with clients, with anything. Like, I don't want to sit and convince anybody of anything. This is me. This is what I offer. This is what I provide, whether it's dating, business. And am I interested in you? And do you want me? And if that aligns, amazing. And I think actually in one of our episodes, we were talking about a breakup. And we said that in a breakup, you almost even want to say, like, obviously you want to say, I'm sorry, because it's painful, but congratulations, because you just opened up for the right situation for you. So yeah, it's painful, but pain isn't always a bad thing, as hard as that is to hear. You go to the gym, you work out, it's a little painful.
It's a good thing.
But it's a good thing. It helps you grow. Honestly,
no pain, no gain.
It's true. It really is true. I had some painful things.
I go to the gym a lot. For all you Spotify listeners out there.
Oh, do you?
I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But because
they're gonna hop on
I'm
YouTube.
a little more tan. So I get, you look like Sylvester Stallone.
Just a little more pizza in the midsection than those people. But listen, I had hard things happen to me in my life this week. And for moments, I'm like, why is this happening to me? And then I remember the work I do and I say, great, this is helping me for something. This is helping me grow, opening me up to something. So as painful as the situation is, it's not necessarily bad.
It's good. Move on. Go get better. Go find better.
What if someone did that after like 6 months of dating?
Ooh, a text breakup? I mean, after 6 months of dating, if somebody has the balls to just text it to you, it's not classy. But like they might have their reasons. They might just want like the easy exit. I can't judge. It's definitely the wrong thing to do. I think after 2 months or after like any sort of serious dating, you should get on a call. You should get on a call and just explain yourself, explain the situation so they have an understanding, they have closure, and you have a clear mind.
Okay, so communication is key. Next question, because I've actually had this happen to me.
Okay.
What about,
I will give you dating advice.
Amazing. Love it. So after a month, right, you haven't been on so many dates. Like you can't go on that, and unless you see them every single day, like you can't go on that many dates in 1 month. And they just start to slowly back away rather than even a breakup text. They just like start texting a little less and make it clear that they're uninterested. Is that better? Is that worse? Is that like...
Well, is ghosting kosher? I think in the right circumstances, ghosting is okay. Why? Because ghosting sends a message. Now, you don't go out with somebody for 9 months and then start ghosting them. But after 1 to 3 dates, if you ghost, you're giving them an answer like, hey, I'm not interested. If you can't catch that, if you think my phone died or like it fell in a river, like, okay, other than that, I'm not interested. So if you want to text or call me, or if you want closure, or if you want to ask me any questions, I'm happy to answer it. But like, it's like a hint. It's a hint. I think it's okay. After 1 date, if you ghost somebody, that means like you don't want to break up with them after 1 date. Just ghost them. I think they get the hint. If they don't get the hint, then you can explain it to them.
Yeah, it just sucks to be. Also, there are like nuances and things that happen. So it's not so clear cut. But
why does it suck? If you go on a date with somebody and you're like hit flirting with them and they're like not responding so much, it's very simple. They're not interested. Go find somebody who's interested. And that's why communication is key. I think in your 20s or your low 20s, you really go on dates to have fun, to enjoy, to have a great time. When you're more serious, yes, of course you want to impress, you want to incorporate an enormous amount of fun, but you also want to have some serious conversations, get more of a real understanding of who you're sitting across the table from. And you can qualify if they're real or not, if your potential relationship is real or not. And it's a different type of mentality as you get more serious.
Yeah. Last question on this question, because I feel like I could keep digging, is what if, okay, great, they're not interested in you, but what if you're really interested in them? Like, what if you actually liked their values and their personality and you had fun with them and you thought they were attractive and you could really see something happen between you two, but like they're just not interested? Do you just give up, throw in the towel, and that's that?
Every situation is different. I think it's sweet if somebody goes after a really great person and you put your best foot forward, and if it works out, great. If you're both interested, great. If one is not interested, like how much do you want to convince that person to like you? If they're an amazing person, I can understand why you would want them to like you. But if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards.
Okay. So communication, there's a certain amount in life of like, you have to be okay with heartbreak. And trust me, heartbreak is going to make you appreciate the true love, like the right love, so much. If I didn't have my heartbreak, I would not be.
Somebody broke your heart.
Yeah, I had a few heartbreaks.
I'm happy.
I know. You paid them to break my heart so I could appreciate you.
Did.
So heartbreak hurts. I think it's actually one of the more painful things in the entire world, but it is good to a certain extent. So
next question.
Move forward, I guess. Keep walking forward. Next question.
Oh, yeah. Lot to cover.
A guy asked me out, but I was traveling. He told me he wanted to reconnect when I got back. I texted him that I got back. It's been a day and he has not replied or asked me out. If he does reach out eventually, should I still give him a chance?
Let's not overanalyze on minor details. Always think big picture when you're dating. If you're interested in a guy, what was the beginning of this?
That he had asked her out, but she was traveling.
She was traveling. Okay, so I think communication is super important when you're asking people on a date or answering. So if he asks you out and you're traveling, don't just say, out of town, be back on the 28th. That's what my backgammon buddy would respond to me with. If you actually like the guy and you would be looking forward to going on a date with them, respond warmly. I'm out of town, but I'd truly love to. Put truly in there. I'd truly love to. I'm back on the 28th. How about I text you once I'm back? Would love to get together. Something along those lines, of course. Then they get the point. They're like, wow, she's not here, but she's actually very interested. And it's clear. You don't know how many times my friends will ask a girl out. Her answer will be piss poor. And, they don't really know what to think. And it sucks,
Me? I did that with you.
You're a horrible texter. But I knew in person you had the best time of your life every time we went out to dinner. And I focused on that. If somebody asks you out and you're interested, don't play games. Respond warmly. Make him get the point. You're interested. You'll be back soon. And then you can go out dancing. If you're not interested, be a little fuzzy so that they can kind of get the point. And, it all depends on your answer.
And I think that, like Jonathan said, zoom out and give people, there's a balance, give people the benefit of the doubt. Who knows if he had a super busy day at work and I think I have 45 text messages unopened today because of things happening this week and Jonathan's surprise today and the event on Sunday. And this will come out after the event, I guess. But anyways, give people the benefit of the doubt.
It's tough to calculate. You got to give people the benefit of the doubt.
But what if they're
and
ghosting?
Sometimes, right. And sometimes, if somebody asks you out, sometimes you'll be like, no, not interested. And that's fine. That's great. That's the best response. But sometimes you feel bad. So you kind of give them a not a great answer. And that's understandable. We're human. We don't always want to just be mean or be straight. Sometimes we want to be a little fuzzy. But my point is, if you like the guy, be clear, be warm, be cute, so that he can't mess it up, the meaning.
Yeah. And then I think at this point that you're at, the texting didn't happen that way. Be open and still be cute and excited by it. Don't be annoyed that he didn't answer within 6 hours. Go do your thing. Go have fun. I back in the day, every single time I wanted a guy to text me, they wouldn't. I'd be like, you know what?
Some guys live on their phones, and some guys just look at it once every 24 hours.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is that I would be like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. And every time I went to the gym, I would get the text, go do something for yourself. And for me, moving my body and moving energy always feels good. Yeah. But if you
do not stare at your phone for 24 hours, for 5 hours. 5 hours is going to feel like 5 weeks. Don't stare at your phone. Put your best foot forward, and then go be an amazing person. And again, what's meant to be will happen.
Love it. Okay, amazing. Next question. We're going to go through them kind of quickly. We have so many. So yes, thank you guys for sending them in. Okay, this one's quick. How many nights is too many nights for my husband to hang out with his friends?
Husband, too many nights.
Yes.
Every single marriage is different. I think you need to be fair. I think that you need to have a healthy balance. Some guys work really hard and really late. Some guys are off at 6 p.m. and then they just, they have every night free. I think that you should include evenings where you spend with your kids. If you have kids, I'm not sure if they have kids.
I don't know.
That's the most important. Spend time with your kids. Show your wife you love her, you prioritize her. But at the same time, if you have responsibilities to work or to network, you got to do what you got to do. If you're with your friends at his house eating potato chips 5 nights a week, and it's not in any of those 3 categories, you might be
In trouble?
You,
Your wife might murder you.
you might have the wrong. You might be in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so
you need to reorganize
so for the
your
wife,
calendar.
let's say it's one night
And
basketball.
if you work out,
I
you're
was
talking
gonna
about me
say-
now?
Yeah, no, I'm not
Okay.
going to. One night basketball, one night backgammon.
Did you write the question? One night, Monday
By the
nights is
way-
basketball, but keep in mind, I get home at 7:30. It's a 6 to 7:30 p.m. game where I score approximately 40 to 50 points because I'm fantastic at basketball. I get home at 7:30. So let's not make it like I'm getting home at midnight.
Okay,
6
but
to
let's
7:30
say,
p.m. basketball, and then I'm with my wife.
let's say you
cook
get
a great
home.
meal. We have a nice time.
Mondays are our night. Okay, so say Monday
Tuesday,
night.
I might or might not go to my buddy's house for a little backgammon. Love to roll the dice. Wednesday, I'm with my daughter. I'm with my daughter every morning, by the way. But Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night, I really got to see her. That's an automatic must. Thursday with my daughter, and then date night. Shabbat is Friday night with my family. Saturday,
Weekends.
I'm partying with my wife. I haven't had a boys' night on a Saturday night in a year.
I know we should, by the way.
Why?
I don't know. Sounds like
We
fun.
don't have help Sunday morning.
So
I
it's
don't-
actually, it's funny.
I'd rather go out with you.
The reason that I found Judaism was because I realized that Shabbat was such a special addition because my family growing up had family dinners and they were great, right? And my dad was, my family, they were very, very involved and sweet and loving in my life. Of course, they're going through their divorce now, but he would come home, he wouldn't, my mom was like, there wasn't that structure to every Friday night is for family. So
Right.
yes, things happen during the week where like there are times I won't see you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. Like there are times, it's rare, maybe 3 nights in a row. This week was 3 nights that we weren't
I
overlapped.
was with your father Tuesday
Oh, one
night,
night, yeah. But
dinner, and I was with one of my best friends for his birthday Monday. night.
I know. So things come up. Things come up is like the point. But to have at least like one night to be for family.
Yeah. The Italians have Sunday night.
Yeah,
I have a lot of Italian friends. Sunday night is pizza and pasta night.
So fun.
I'm converted
pizza?
to Italianism. I don't know the other groups, what they do, but I'm sure they have their
I think it's Sunday actually for
family
most.
time.
Yeah. So prioritize family. So for this specific woman, it seems like she wants to ask her husband to spend some more nights at home and prioritize her and family. What do you think she should do?
For sure. 100%. She should have a conversation, a loving conversation with her husband. I think that once you're married, you don't really want to play games, right?
Yeah.
So be honest, be true. And if you told me he was really working late, that'd be something else. If you told me that he was just with the boys eating potato chips and salsa, I'd say, okay, have a talk with him.
But once in a while,
And be
he could
honest
do
with
that.
them and
Once in a while, she
Make
should
sure the
want him to
balance
do
is
that.
a little bit more prioritized to what really matters in life.
If there's balance, then he should go eat potato chips with his friends once in a while.
Absolutely.
But he has
I
to.
love
But he
potato
has to
chips.
take her on date nights and court her as well. Always date your wife.
Absolutely.
Also, fun fact: I was taught that women can very much so drive the conversation with a man. We actually had a really good almost fight last night, if you don't remember, but we shot it down in 6 seconds. I was so proud of us.
I don't remember.
Oh my God, I'll
Please.
tell you. So I was like, oh, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to go to this workout class and then meet this girl for coffee and then I'll come home. Or no, then you'll take me from there.
Right.
And you were like, what don't you understand? Blah, blah, blah. Like you reacted intense. You have to admit, you reacted intense.
I acted intense. I apologize after.
Now I know why.
I had your podcast billboard televised on Times Square.
I didn't know.
And I didn't want you to confuse the fact that you needed to be here at 10:15 a.m. sharp, because that's when we're leaving and not 2 minutes later because it worked out perfectly, did it not?
It worked out perfectly.
If you were 20 minutes late, would we have been completely screwed? Yes.
Maybe, potentially. But doesn't matter. Regardless, we crushed it on the fight. I was so proud of us because you snapped.
I snapped
I said,
because I didn't want you to, you're horrible with timing, right? You're very late to everything.
I know.
So I didn't want you to do that when I had this time-sensitive surprise.
Okay, but you still snapped. And I said, do not speak to me like that. I don't like that.
It's true.
Then we both paused for a second. No one said anything.
And you were right. I realized you were right.
I know. I'm right. I know.
But I snapped like not thinking.
And that's
Sometimes
okay.
I speak before
what
I
do we do? This happened
think.
2 seconds. I said, don't speak to me that way. We went silent.
Right.
Then I think you were like, okay, Remy, listen to me right now. You have to be on time tomorrow. It's important. You have to look nice. It's important. And I said, okay, so I'll cancel my thing. You said, okay. We went silent. Then you said, I'm sorry I said it that way. Like we de-escalated it so quickly. That doesn't always happen. We've had times in the past where it builds and builds and builds. But
Yeah,
to
we're
have
getting better at marriage. That's great.
Yeah,
Some
that
people
is
get
good.
worse.
We are getting better. Good
We're
for
getting
us.
better.
But to have a conversation
Who knew
that is
there was room for improvement? I thought we were a perfecto A+.
love. Oh no. No, we're just human. But to be able to have a conversation about something like this in a productive way and say,
Yes.
I want to improve our marriage, or maybe not even improve. I want to have the best marriage with you ever possible. Like saying things in a positive way,
approach it warmly. Don't email him in a nasty fashion. Don't scream at him. Don't bring negative energy. Make the room warm, colorful, loving, and
that you want to spend time with him, and that you love spending time with him.
I'm sure he'll give a phenomenal response.
Men love their egos being stroked. So say how amazing it is and he is and how much you love spending time with him and you want to spend more time with him and tell him how perfect he is.
That's what you say to me.
No, Jonathan.
Are you just stroking my
You have
ego?
no idea the amount of little tweaks I make on things in order to get it my way.
Next question.
Okay. What's a good way to address being jealous of your boyfriend around other girls from a guy's perspective?
Ooh. She's jealous because the guy's around girls?
Maybe he it's hard. Maybe he flirts with other girls.
I would love a little more detail.
I know. Listen, I get jealous once in a while when because the other night on Saturday night, girls came up to you.
Oh my God. I think this girl tried to kiss tackle me.
I think she kissed you on the
hysterical. I offered to take a photo of this one blonde and her 3 blonde friends at a birthday party. She was drunk. She was in her low 20s. I took the photo. I think she loved the photo so much.
She jumped.
Oh, I did gel my hair that night. It was looking pretty good. She did like a jump on me. A jump. I think she tried to kiss me. It was like you were standing right next to me. So was my sister-in-law and my brother. And I was sober at that time. But I'm just saying, I was frozen, what was that? That was hysterical. I wanted everybody to see because that was just literally the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I vaguely remember it out of the corner of my eye. And I was like, did that just happen?
The same thing happened to my older brother too. Yeah. These girls, I don't know. 2 Sterns go out on a Saturday night and we get swarmed.
No, there's something about you and your brothers together that was hysterical. But I hate it. But I also kind of love it because you're my husband. It's fun to know that girls would be. Okay, but this girl, just say she's jealous.
Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
What if there's a reason for her to be jealous?
I understand that you're jealous, but don't be jealous. If there's bad behavior, if there's bad action, if he's overstepping his boundaries, that's a different story. But if he's just around women, be confident. Don't be jealous. Be his amazing love, and he'll smile for that because he'll look, and instead of you giving a face, just because there's girls surrounding him for whatever the reasons are, you're smiling and loving him and trusting him, he'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I like that. It reminds me that I say whatever you're feeling before you enter a relationship, you're going to feel that again. It's honestly going to maximize. So if you're feeling happy and confident while you're single in a relationship, you're going to feel more happy. You're going to feel more confident. But if you're feeling a lack of confidence while you're single, if you're feeling lonely while you're single, in a relationship, it's going to follow you. So when your boyfriend is talking to a girl, you're going to start to feel very jealous. When your boyfriend is out every single night, you're going to feel lonely, your husband. And so it's a good thing to tackle in yourself. Like you said, be confident in yourself. Obviously, this is in the case that he is not doing anything sketchy. That's just that you don't love when he talks to girls. We're saying
keep smiling. Guys love turning their head, seeing their wife and watching her smile. Wow, she loves me. She trusts me. she deserves everything in the world, and it'll only inspire and motivate a man to be better. So kill him with kindness, smile, keep smiling.
So is there
Keep things happy.
any circumstance she should say something to him and address it, or no?
I think that's a different question.
She asked how to address it.
Oh, like he's doing something wrong and I need to talk to him about it? Because that wasn't the question. The question was,
What's a good
I'm
way?
jealous.
What's a good
So
way
let's
to
just
address
hope
being
that she's jealous because she doesn't like seeing him surrounded by girls. And that, my answer would be smile, let him see you smile, and it'll inspire him to even keep you closer. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, I agree. And to address anything, it's just going back to, I think it's the last question. I lost track. That when you're addressing something between you and your partner, put the issue in front of you, put you two on the same side, express how you're feeling, and say it in a way that you're not attacking them. And you can say, because I love you so much, I don't know why. It's probably something in me, but I just want to tell you that I get jealous when you're with girls. Like,
If you're cute like that, I'm sure we'll respond nicely. And by the way, if he's doing something wrong, you can kick his ass.
Yeah.
That's a different question. That's a different answer.
There you go. Amazing. Do we feel like we have anything else for that one?
Nope.
Okay. Love it. Is it a turnoff for guys if a girl approaches them instead of the other way around? At a bar, let's say.
Don't take the man's role away from him. A man loves to feel like his manhood. However, if a girl approaches, it's ballsy, it's aggressive. I'm not going to rule against it. A guy will most likely be a little bit in shock. He might love it, probably will. So, do you?
Yeah, I love that. I like as well women are so stunning and powerful and have this attractive energy to us, and we're very like receptive. If you think about our body parts, they're all inward because we draw things in. Men are outwards; they can go and get and do.
Yeah, don't take the hunt away from a man.
Yes, exactly. So
don't take the hunt away from a man.
So a woman attracting, I think, is incredible. That being said, what about the write your number on a napkin and drop it off? I like that.
I mean, these are very ballsy moves, and it'll make a man smile every time. It'll work. I don't know if you want to go on Saturday night and start doing that to everyone.
But if you see one.
Try to get his attention.
How?
Is this Hitch where it's like you're totally just crushing the game? So you could do whatever your heart desires. Go for it. You only live once.
But it attracts.
You could be aggressive here and there. And if you feel like you're going to lose your opportunity, drop the napkin with your phone number. Sure, go for it. But don't be over aggressive. The man loves to hunt. Don't take the hunt away from the man.
I like that. Amazing. So here's the next one. How do you
just put yourself in front of him and then he'll be like, oh, hi. And she'll be like, oh, hello.
Okay, but actually with this one, do you have any tips for girls to be noticed at a bar? Like I have to say for myself.
Guys who are looking will find you. So stand up straight, smile, look beautiful. Trust me, any guy that's searching the room is going to see you shining.
So I've heard this is the new issue, is that guys don't approach girls because dating apps, and they just have no energy or interest or confidence or whatever it is. But I've heard from so many of my clients that they'll be in a bar and the guys won't come up to them, and then the next day they'll message them on the apps. How does a girl insert herself but not be too aggressive?
Should we start giving advice to chicken guys who don't hit on
By the way, I think we have to do a guy episode. A million guys have asked you to do a guy episode, so yes.
Sure.
Guys need it.
I'd love to give advice to men. I'll give one for free right now. What would be a good question for a man?
How to approach a girl in a bar and look cool and act
Forget that question, but I'm going to give a better question.
Oh, no. Why?
When you go on a date with a girl, one of my recipes for success was to impress. Always be better. So for our first date, you had your expectations. You had your hopes. I had mine. But I also knew my role. My role was to make you leave the date being like, wow, that was more fun than I expected. He was better looking than I thought. He was funnier. He was smarter. He was cuter. He was warmer. he was a better catch. I want you to leave that date impressed.
Pleasantly surprised.
So what did I do? And what should you do? You should put in a little more effort than you usually do. Make a plan. Show that you care. I took you to ZZ's Clam Bar, which is a great restaurant, but I didn't end it at that. I already knew that nonchalantly, I was going to ask you at the end of the date, do you want to grab a drink? And you would most likely say yes. And I would walk 2 blocks and just randomly walk into a very cool bar and make it feel like, we're just walking into a bar. And be like, you probably got into that bar. There was live music. It was really cool. And they were playing blues or jazz. You were probably like, this guy's awesome. And the whole night, I kept trying to, I put in the effort, so I'm sure you were impressed.
It was. I had a really good time, if that means anything. I had a lot of fun. Kind of like today. You impressed me again today. You show up and do really cool things.
I put your poster of your podcast on Times Square.
It was so
on the
cool.
Jumbotron. So guys, if you go on a date, don't just take her to the neighborhood pub, grab a beer and say, had a great night. Give a little more.
And you don't have to go spend $1 trillion.
No.
You don't need to go to the nicest place. He took me to it was a dive bar-ish type of thing with live music.
It was a dive bar. It's a $20 entry.
Yeah. So you don't have to spend $1 million. You can just do a cool, fun plan. And
be cooler, be smoother, be warmer, be better. She'll be impressed. And I think that's a good recipe for a successful date.
Love it. Okay, so guys need all of this advice and more. Women, we're perfect. Okay, next up. How do you know when you've met the one?
I think you know when it's just easy. You've been searching. You've been in great relationships. If you get to a point where you approve of her character, you trust her, you believe she's honest, and if I planned to have a family, so I also knew that I wanted to make sure you had the right values and principles, because you were going to be the mother to our children. You were going to be the teacher and the nourisher. And I wanted to make sure that I respect your values in life, which I did. If you have fun with them, if you have the same vision towards what your future should or could look like in regards to education, where you're going to live, and if you're both on the same page and you feel great and you want to enter a partnership where you spend the rest of your life with this person, building a family and enjoying each other, that's the one.
I love that. I think it's so true.
When did you realize
that you were the one?
That I was the one?
Let's get a
woman's perspective.
I do think that there is an amount of when you know, you know. You've told me before, it's when it's right, it's right. So, and someone told me that when I was single, actually right before I met you, my aunt told me that. And I wanted to punch her. I was like, I don't get it. How do you know? And I dated someone for a long time that I didn't know. And when you know, you know. When you don't, you probably do know. But it can be confusing. There's times where you're making such a big decision and things come up and you're like, can I deal with this for the rest of my life? And what I say,
what a pretty way to put it. Can I deal with this for the rest of my life?
Well, there's annoyances. There are annoyances.
What annoyances?
Me being messy. Could you deal with that, quote unquote, the rest of your life?
Oh, I didn't even look at those. That wasn't on my list. I don't overanalyze too much.
So what I would say is if you narrow down, if you're single and not dating someone right now, write down the top 3 values that you want in someone. So I wanted somebody who was social and charismatic and lit up a room. So made life more positive and fun. Super important. I wanted someone who had family values and family was everything. And I wanted someone who believed in something greater and cared about, the meaning of the world. So here comes Jonathan, and he was all of those things and more times a million more things.
Thank you.
And to go back, so you're dating someone, go back to the values that you're looking for. Does this person check the top 3 values? And does your life goal, what's it called? Your vision for life match up? And then do you have fun with them? That's like the 3 things for success, I would say. Values matching up, vision for life, and do you have a good time with them and feel comfortable and happy and joyful when you're with them?
Amen. That's perfectly said.
Thank you.
Don't go crazy over the little minor details because I think those are irrelevant and should not be, your time shouldn't be spent on that. Focus on exactly what Remy just said. Brilliant. And that's a good recipe for success and for knowing to move on.
Love it. Next up, what do you look for in a woman that you want to date for marriage?
I already just said what I was looking for in a woman when I was dating her for marriage. I was also looking for somebody that really believed in family, loved family. I come from a big family. We're very warm. It means the world to me. Blood is blood. So I was looking for somebody that shared that enjoyment and love for family. I, of course, wanted to sign the contract and just be the happiest guy in the world. So I wanted to trust my partner. I wanted them to be honest. You had no red flags. I was dealt a very lucky hand. I'm very blessed. I was looking for somebody that really loved me. I guess I didn't know that's what I was looking for. But then once you and I kept dating and we got serious, I realized like, wow, she really loves me. And that was the first time I ever felt that adoration, or I saw the love behind your eyes. I thought that's very important. And I wish that for any of my single friends that are looking for someone.
So a girl who's dating, and thank you, I love you for all of that. Any tips and tricks on like how to be put into a category of like serious dating? I mean, I have mine.
How to be put in for serious dating. Okay, take care of yourself. Work out. Be happy. Spend your time wisely. Surround yourself with friends who truly do care for your happiness, who are not fake friends. And if you do those things and you go to the right places, then, go to places where you think what you're looking for, actually, that guy might be there. That's the type of guy that goes to these places. I think you have a good recipe for success.
Yeah, I love it. I think happy, joyful, being fully yourself, everything you said. The last thing I'm going to add on, just because it's in my belief system, is that if you hold off on the physical engagement, at the beginning, then you kind of are able to determine if this is a serious thing for like a long-term marriage, or if it's a one-night thing, or if it's a few times thing. Like, I think that if you connect on a conversational level, on a fun level, if you can dance, have fun, talk about things, and just enjoy each other, then you can hold off on the physical stuff. It's just a good way to tell, in my opinion.
I think that's your opinion. I like that. I like that a lot. I agree with you. But I do have very close friends that hooked up on night one. They went all around the bases.
I also don't think that's bad.
And they're married with kids.
I don't think it's bad.
They're
I think it's a good tactic.
They're perfectly in love.
They just say you don't have to buy the cow if you get the milk.
However, I agree with you. It's a good
fine.
move.
It's fine.
It's a good move to
we
also...
We kissed our first night. Sorry to rat us out.
We did kiss our first night. All my friends said, she's a great girl. Whatever you do, don't try to kiss her, you sick puppy, you big playboy. Don't try to kiss her.
I didn't kiss
She's
you first.
She's a good girl. I said, all right,
that.
I'm not going to try to kiss her. I mean, I was in a boxing workout. I'm not going to kiss her. I'm not going to kiss her. I'll wait till day 2. Fine. Meanwhile, I go to get my scotch and
false
at
story
at the live music bar, and you kissed me.
No, the story is
you did.
It's not true. I need to watch the tape because it's not true.
Okay. I'll get the surveillance from the bar.
Just be yourself and love yourself, and everything will work out. Next up, what are good topics to ask on a first date?
Oh, that's been 5 years since my
last
first date.
Our dates are like,
what are good topics? Everybody's going to show their personality. I don't think you need to lead the conversation. I think you just got to be natural and, and get to know each other. And wherever that conversation goes, it goes.
I agree. But I do think it's good to ask, just like come up with a question, ask people about themselves. Like it's good to talk about yourself too, but it's good to listen, like hear from people, ask them questions about themselves, their life, what they enjoy, places they've been. You don't want to make it an interview, but I like the idea of just like asking them about themselves and listening.
You want to get to know them, right? You want to see if they're a good fit for you. You want to ask them questions that you'll get an understanding of who they really are from their answers. So we discussed family. You have family. Tell me about them. Where you like to hang out. You were new to the city. I was just getting to know you. You'll get to know your history, your timeline, what your enjoyments are. And I didn't go in there with a script. I went in there with a game plan for how, where we were going to go so we could have fun. But I went in there just to get to know you and confidently go with the natural conversation.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the best way to do it. Just be natural. But asking them questions goes along the idea of it's not about them liking you and you saying the perfect thing and acting the perfect way. It's do you like this person? So find out if you like them. Come up with questions that matter to you and ask them, and then have some fun. Let it flow. Right? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Next up. Okay. How can I have a second chance with a guy if we ended amicably and it was bad timing? I want to reach out, but how do I go about it without being desperate? I really think he's worth it. If not, I'd be over it.
Good question. If he's a great guy, you dated, didn't work out at that time, and you wanna go for round 2 because he's a winner, I definitely urge you to try. If that's what you want, go for it. Is there a certain strategy or a trick that you should take? I don't know. Honey, food for thought. Any ideas?
Yeah. I mean, I think you can totally reach out. It obviously depends on the situation, like how long you dated for. I worked with one of my clients. Someone had broken up with her. And she said, I'm miserable. I'm so sad. I wish this didn't happen. He's my guy. I said, great. Okay. You can reach out to him and let's put it 3-4 months from now. Until then, imagine yourself walking into seeing him for the first time. What do you want him to see? Like when you go in and you've now seen him after 4 months and you're sitting down and about to tell him about what you did these past 4 months, what do you want to tell him? What do you want him to see? What do you want to feel like? So we focused on those things. She wanted to be confident. She had this vision of opening the door, her hair blowing, being confident, having all of these cool things to say, right? And she focused on this for those 4 months. I think he ended up reaching out actually. And she walked in and she realized she wasn't interested in him. The minute she walked in, she's like, whoa, I did all this work on myself and I'm so much better than you. And that is hysterical, but zero interest. I think he tried again. So this is one specific thing, but the moral of the story is that if you are at an amazing place in your life and you imagine walking in and seeing this guy you're talking about, like you can reach out to him for sure, but imagine walking in, like, how do you want to feel? What do you want to be able to tell him? Did you do cool things? Did you read a good book? Did you get a promotion? Like, walk in with that confidence. And I just think then you'll be okay if he decides to be with you. You'll also be okay if he doesn't. But I think it's okay to reach out, say, hey, I haven't talked in a while. I would love to see you. Something made me think of you recently. I'd love to see you, or something like that. Does that make sense?
Did you read a good book?
Yeah.
Okay, that for the record, this is Ask the Guy, and that was a very, very female response.
It worked. By the way, it worked with this client. So
I encourage your view, and thank you. I actually agree with you that reach out to him, say, hey, we should, first of all, put yourself out there so that hopefully he asks you out or asks to get together. Mm-hmm. But then reach out to him and say, hey, we should catch up. Any interest in grabbing dinner, drinks, something like that. And then go hang out. And you can always be honest. You can always express your interest and never leave anything under the table. Put it on the table, give it your shot, take your shot. Then you'll have nothing to be ashamed of. And if it works out, beautiful. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. You tried. It sucks, but
The next one,
you
who's
know,
right for
it
you?
is what it is. And not everything works out for everybody. So
What's that
that's part of the
shot?
game.
What's the sports saying? The only shot you miss is the one you don't take, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. The only
Is that right?
shots, something like that.
I think it was a hockey one. This is how much I know. I love it. Okay, we have so many questions. We're not going to get through them all, but I'm going to choose the last few questions.
There's also a saying, Michael
Okay.
Jordan, who has all the accomplishments in the world, the GOAT, number one. They always talk about all his game winning shots. And he once wrote, how many game losing shots or game shots he took that missed and he lost the game. And he says, you never talk about they always talk about my 10,000 points and my 3,000 wins and my 6 championship rings. They don't talk about the 4,400 shots I missed, 129 game winning shots I missed, 8 seasons I didn't win a championship. If you are interested in him, reach out, go for it. You do not want to hide your interest and be annoyed that you never went for it. You never put yourself on the line. Go for it.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And yes, the ones that don't work out are just as important as the one that is going to work out. So Michael Jordan is right. Okay. As a young girl dating, do you have tips from a guy's perspective on staying confident when all the girls around you have filler and Botox? In this influencer-prone world we live in is tough. And it's true, like everyone has these filters on the thing and
I
the Botox.
hate cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, you do.
I think it actually makes that person look trashy, especially if you're in your 20s and like your friends, none of them should have any of this stuff. I think men love natural beauty. I think the trashy category will wear the jaw-dropping short skirts, like fake this, fake that, Botox this, that. Like it makes them look fake. They look like they're a swan straight out of Central Park Pond. Forget it. Forget it. Not interested. Most of my friends want a wholesome, beautiful, natural partner that's real. Don't get intimidated by all this fake beauty out there. Be confident. Take good care of yourself. Eat healthy. Work out. Take some classes. Volunteer. Focus on work. Go take a walk under this beautiful sky in Central Park and go fill yourself up with happy, beautiful activities. And I think that should be your regimen as opposed to being jealous of these fake girls that you think guys want, but they don't.
It's true. Even like makeup, one of our episodes that will come out at some point, your cousin Andrew was like, yeah, I don't even like makeup on girls. And I was like, well, I'm wearing makeup. Don't I look pretty? And he was like, I like you much better without makeup on.
I also don't love makeup. Now, sometimes a girl will put on makeup and they look beautiful, but a lot of times it makes them look like a clown. I much prefer natural beauty. And sometimes, most of the time when you don't wear makeup, you're the most beautiful you ever are at any point. I don't want to discourage you. If you want to put on makeup, go for it. If it makes you happy, go for it. Makes me happy.
Okay.
But we don't love makeup.
Love it, love it, love it. Next. When dating, did you get annoyed if a girl took a while to want to hook up with you? Oh, interesting.
If I had only interest in wanting to hook up with her, then yes, it would, of course, not be a win for me. However, if I was interested in this girl, if I truly cared for this girl, if I truly liked this girl, then I would be all for just having playful PG-13 fun where you get to know each other, you go dancing, you have conversations. I would by no means be upset at all if she wasn't giving me physical, if we weren't doing anything physical. I wouldn't be upset at all because I liked her. So if a guy's kind of getting pissed at you because you're not giving it up, he's probably only interested in the part where he wants you to give it up. He doesn't really like you that much. So
love it. You know my thoughts on that. And I think it is almost never bad to wait.
I'm a pleasure delayer myself.
Okay, good. What does that mean?
A pleasure delayer is when you like someone so much, you don't need to like rush into something that, you don't mind waiting a little bit,
Yeah. I think it's good to like, how much more fun is that anticipation?
Yeah, anticipation for sure, honey.
It's fun. It's sexy. Okay. Next up, I'm trying to get through just a few more because we have so many amazing questions, and we'll get to the rest on the next one. So sorry if yours doesn't get answered this one. The anxiety that there's no one left. How to gain confidence that there's someone coming.
There's so many great guys out there. There's so many amazing girls out there. Don't think that. Don't think that. For every winner that you see is now taken, and you say, "Oh shucks," there's two winners right behind them.
I think this is where faith comes in a lot, and whether you believe in the universe or, in our terms, God, Hashem, like whatever you have faith in, if you say, "I trust you to bring me my perfect person at the exact right time," then if that person hasn't come right now, either they're figuring something out and you don't want them at that time, or the other guys aren't your guy. But if you trust that that person's out there, a practice that I do is that you connect to the version of yourself who has met your dream person. So you really feel into it. It's a visualization process. I do them at my events and in my program. And you feel what it feels like to be with that person. And when you open your eyes, you say, "I know that that's coming. I'm very well aware. It's a matter of time," but you felt it so much that you don't worry. You're not in a, "Oh my God, I need it to happen right now" state. You're just like, "I trust, I can lean back, I can receive what's meant for me." And it puts you in a much better energetic frequency. So try to do that. It's almost like having like a fake boyfriend, like we've said before.
This is becoming a Levy by Remy.
Hey,
ask
me.
the Levy by Remy as opposed to ask the guy. I actually have let me just add that if you truly believe deep down that the guys are taken, all the good guys are taken, go hang out somewhere else. That the place where you're hanging out, the good guys might have been taken. Go fish in a new pond. Go to a new synagogue, a new shul, a new Saturday night club, a new Sunday brunch. If they're all gone from that one location, find a new location. You don't have to move to another city.
It's so funny. Men and women are so different, but like
change it up. Change up your environment, your atmosphere, your surrounding.
You're so practical and like, solution based. Like do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm like the most change your energy, and it works, by the way. I've had crazy things happen to me when I do this work, but it's a mixture of both.
If you go to a supermarket and there's no good apples there, and you're like, damn, those shoppers came in early and took all the good apples. You might be right. So go across the street, go down the block, and go to a new supermarket, and then go pick some phenomenal looking apples. Boom.
It's actually a very good point. Or you could close your eyes, imagine a great apple appearing, and out of the ethers of the universe.
Good. So let's actually put it to the test. If somebody's hungry for an apple, you can either A, go across the street and go get a beautiful, delicious apple, or B, imagine the apple and take a bite out of this imaginary apple.
It happens.
I'd love to put this in front of a judge.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, anyways, but it does work, just so everyone knows. I can tell you some crazy stories.
Honey, if I'm starving for some schnitzel and you hand me a plate of imaginary schnitzel, I'm not going to be
No, we live in the physical world.
Ecstatic.
We have to do things in a physical way, sometimes, where you go through time and space to get something. However, if you are able to connect to the energetic world, things can happen way more instantaneously.
You meditated in Mexico for a week. I was in the army. We have different understandings of what you have to do to get things done.
Okay, but I crush it. So that's that. Okay, next up, I'm going to choose one more, I think. Okay. How to let go of your ex and the memories of him.
It's important to do what you need to do and move forward. It's a tough question. I have a huge heart. So even though it could be like 24 hours before I start moving physically, emotionally, it takes me days, weeks, months. Just disconnecting my heart from another is very emotional for me. And I felt that with almost all my relationships. Whether even if I was the one that was 100% over the relationship and breaking up with that girlfriend, I'd still be heartbroken. I mean, it's very difficult to completely disconnect and move into a whole new world. So understand that it's going to hurt. And my advice for myself and for all of you who are in this position is it's going to hurt. If you understand that's the reality, what you need to do is move forward, be strong, be real to yourself, and in time, you will be better and in a happier place.
Agreed. I actually think breakups are one of the hardest pains in the entire world. It feels like you're in like a dark hole with an elephant on your chest, and it's sad and confusing. So I hear you and I feel for you, and it's not easy. Recognizing that, imagine your life is like a book, and that's just the old chapter, and you're walking into a new chapter. And it doesn't mean you have to like delete the chapter and all of the memories and all of the good times, and they can still, make you sad at times, make you happy at times. Like the emotions that come with it aren't bad, but just recognizing that that was part of that chapter. That person came into your life for a reason. So thank them. It's Mary Kondo, I think, is a organizer on Netflix. And she says, when you're getting rid of something, see if it fits in your life anymore. If it doesn't fit into your life, you thank it for the purpose it had, and then you let it go. So thank the relationship for the things that it taught you, the things that it did. Don't try to get over them in the sense of like not being sad about memories and these things, but continue to turn the pages, go forward, go to the next chapters. There are so many amazing times ahead of you, and just working on yourself and feeling happy is important.
It shows that you're really a great person and you have a big heart and you really care to find someone and you're emotionally invested in the relationships that you have. So this breakup, this heartbreak is actually kind of just saying like, you're really starting to get ready to be at the right time so that like you are ready to find someone, and then go try to find someone. Even if it hurts, you'll heal in time. You'll be better off sooner rather than later, but you'll be better off soon. And keep your head up.
I love it. Heartbreak is painful, but it is good. It lets light shine through all of those beautiful cracks of the breaking and heal itself, repair itself, and make it even stronger and bigger. So beautiful. Is there any last, just because...
Are we done?
We're running. Yeah, I think we don't have time for
it's
more.
Schnitzel
but
time. I'm getting a little hungry.
I am so full. How are you hungry?
Oh my God, I'm starving.
Oh my God, that's wild. So any last piece of advice for all of these beautiful people who wrote in?
We love you all.
We do.
And I hope you keep watching my lovely wife, Remy. She's got a lot of wisdom. She cares deeply. This is not about the podcast or the business or herself. She really cares to help people. She wants to do good in this world. She wants to do great in this world. She wants to share love. She wants to put you in a better position. So keep her on your team, support her, and have a great weekend.
I love you, husband. Thank you all for listening. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope you liked it as much as we did. Now go send it to someone who needs to hear it, because we know that dating, relationships, marriage can be tough, but we want to make it less tough. And remember, you're allowed to hate your husband. Whatever you're feeling is allowed. So go send it to a friend, to your sister, your brother, maybe your boyfriend, a husband, whoever needs to hear this, send it to them. And while you're at it, click the follow button, click the review button. Always feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and we're so excited to see you in our next episode.